Okay, so we're at 111 Vine Street. Vine Street is a cute little tucked in street that's extremely conveniently located, but that people don't really come down unless they live on it. I'm just noticing how beautiful this neighbor's garden is. We're right on, this is Tioronda Ave. If you wanted to walk to Main Street, you'd walk to Tioronda, take a left, and then that's Main Street. The bagel shop is right there. My office is right there. Here's Mount Beacon, and in this way is just sort of neighborhood stuff. If you kept going that way, you could also take a right on that next street. That would take you to Main Street as well. So here we are at 111 Vine. Give you a little, we love to see the support of Ukraine. Very, low key, tells us that we're on the same team. Vine Street, 111 Vine has a nice driveway. I mean, no, let's be clear. The driveway itself is in tough shape, but it's nice that it exists. You know what I mean? That's what I mean. So it has a driveway, plenty of room for parking. It has a 1-car garage, nice little yard, basically the same size yard as the one that we saw yesterday, just without the, what is going, I think there's like a, okay. So I think that on the other side, can you hear those? I'm sure you can hear this. So I think on the other side of this is, I can't figure out where I am, but it sounds like a daycare or a school or something, but they're having fun. So we've got a nice yard here with lots of potential. I'm really shaded in. So wow, look at the size of this tree. That is incredible. Absolutely beautiful tree. You probably couldn't have like a vegetable garden back here because this is going to be shady forever, but maybe down that way where the sun comes in. You've got a 1-car garage. We've got the sound of children being gleeful. Let's see. Oh, great. The camera can literally see better than my eyes can. So the garage looks fine. It looks like there's not electric in place, although there's electric here. So, oh no, is there? No, that's solar. So seems like there's no electric. Funny landscaping choice. They just put one azalea in the middle there. Lots of potential in regards to the outdoors. So let's see what it looks like inside. It's a quiet little street. It's like nice to hear those children being gleeful. I would like listen to that on a noise machine, I feel like. So here's the sidewalk. It goes downhill. This is the entrance here. I can also say that I've done a number of deals with Lynn, and she's great. So I always love to see that when I pull up. Someone who I trust and have worked with before. So we have siding, which is great. And where we don't have siding, we could use some paint. You know what I mean? Which is not a big deal, but worth it to preserve what's there. This is the second time that I've gotten to a house and the handle's not on the side that I'm used to it. Okay. So walking in, we have a bit more space in the entry than yesterday. We've got nice wood floors. It smells good in here. Smells clean and dry. So again, like while we're in the paint department or wallpaper, we've got some painting to do. These are going to be from like usually from some water intrusion from the window. This is old plaster, so it could be settling, but whenever you see it near the windows, you sort of assume that it has something to do with water coming in at some point. It doesn't mean it's happening now, but at some point. Oh, look how pretty. Hold on. Cute. So the house has a lot of charm and a lot of potential. And I don't mean that in the way where you're like, wow, it has a lot of potential, as if like that's all it has. It has charm and potential. I always think it's curious when they choose to do a fan that doesn't have a light. Like if you're gonna go through the trouble of hanging this, and this room doesn't even have an overhead light, so funny. Pellet stove, the most efficient and economical stove. I mean, it's not terribly attractive, but it is nice to have a warm house. And it's like, honestly, it's really efficient, affordable, and so much nicer than having to chop wood and carry wood. So we've gone through this hallway. It's a little bit like this house we saw yesterday. The living room is over there. Now we're in what would be considered the dining room. You've got some storage behind me. Radiator heat. And this walks into the kitchen. What did they do? Remove something? dishwasher. The kitchen is cute. Again, we're looking at like, depending on your style, like if you insist on having like a new kitchen, then I guess you would want to replace these cabinets. But if it's me, I'm just like painting them. This is a lot of cosmetic kind of DIY updating. Oh my God, the classic geese from the, 80s? Like they were a big 80s thing. So then you've got a little sunroom over here where they have the laundry set up. It's sort of helter-skelter laundry right now, but could be like a real laundry room, or you could even put some sort of stackable there in the kitchen if you wanted. The laundry does not have to be in here is all I'm saying. So anyway, I can't do this with one hand, but you walk out here and that brings you to the backyard where we were. Noise level, all I can hear is joy. So that's nice. So here's where I thought the basement was yesterday, and it turned out to be a bathroom. So here it actually is a basement. I'm gonna wait to go down there. It looks like sort of what we saw yesterday, which is that primitive normal Beacon basement with the dirt floor. And again, like we don't have our laundry down there, so we're not really worried about that. How often are we actually gonna be down there? What we worry about is, well, we don't worry. We try not to worry at all, but we're like, can we store things down there and stuff? So we're in the upstairs. Here is the hallway. It begins with an enormous bathroom, really, really big. Can I see what those kids are doing? Oh, they're just like at camp or something. It might be just like a church camp. I think it is a church actually, so it wouldn't be like year round, I don't think. Big bathroom. Equally as big potential for like how you might want it to look. Into this first room. You see how like we have these sort of angled ceilings, little closet. See another crack in the plaster, but that's normal from settling. The plaster does that. The plaster is really heavy. And the house is old and things move in time. Mirror room, right? So exactly the same. Maybe it's a little bit bigger, honestly, but has the closet, the two windows, the angled ceiling. And finally, our third. This one's the smallest one, would make a nice office. They're all sort of like the exact same shape over and over again. We've got the crawl space attic for storage. Somebody should finish these floors. They deserve it. I'm like, has someone been renting here? Living here? What is going on? Another cute little light. And we'll head to the basement. Ugh. So it's a little musty, but it doesn't seem like they are running any sort of dehumidifier down here. Oh my God in heaven, this is like, I am in the earth. I am in the earth. Wow. So we're in the earth down here. I feel like I'm on Mars. There's no dehumidifier. That would go a long way. The water tank is insulated. The furnace actually like looks pretty good. Not old at all. So that's nice. At least they kept up with that. And you have your oil tank there. They do have a window open, but it's so humid out that I don't think that's going to help much. So that's that. A nice little Beacon house in its before state, even though it's 100 years old. Okay.